we're back here with another video with the lads. And today we're doing another market recap. Right, this is the second week we're doing this, June 6th, Friday. And here to talk about a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff happened this weekend. And we got to recap it. We got to see what's going up, what's going down, what markets are up, what, retail, gold maybe, and look into some cybersecurity and look at the jobs report, right? So we're going to start getting into all of that. But the Dow's up, what everything is doing. We're going to get into it now. Let's get into the video. And we're here. The U.S. labor market adds 139,000 jobs in May. Unemployment holds steady at 4.2%. Right? The jobs have gone up. Right? Unemployment rate stays the same. So, technically they haven't gone up, but they were up above what there was expected. In April, the U.S. economy added 177,000 jobs. Unemployment rate held flat at 4.2%. Those figures were turned in. And this is the big stat right here. The U.S. economy, 139,000 non-farm payrolls, more than 126,000 expected by economists. Right? So economists expect, kind of under expected 13,000 payrolls in May. Economists, the market, expected jobs to be a lot worse than they were, right? Expected jobs to be a lot, less going around than they were. Why is this? Tariffs, man. Tariffs. If you're a company, retail company, maybe you're TJ Maxx, right? Maybe you're in air conditionings, Tesla. Maybe you're Tesla, TJ Maxx, air conditioning company. How are you going to expand your business when you don't know how much a shirt is going to cost for you next month or the month after, whenever this gets resolved, right? Because it all just gets blown back and back and back. How are you expected to move forward with your company and expand your company when you don't know how much you're going to have to cost to import that shirt, that sweater, that air conditioning part, that car part from China, Mexico, Canada, South America, every single country in the world? Whatever you're importing that's outside the U.S., it's going to cost more, right? How are you supposed to expand and create more jobs and create more shops or create more cars or create whatever the case may be, right? More air conditionings, if you don't know how much you're going to be able, how much more it's going to cost you. How much, you're looking at your budget right now, you don't know your budget next month because you're expecting it to be higher. So how are you supposed to expand if you don't know, right? You're uncertain. Companies are uncertain about moving forward, making more shops, making more cars, whatever the case may be. Scared of expansion, right? That's what the tariffs is causing companies right now. So if you're an economist, why are you expecting the job market to go up, right? How are you expecting more jobs to go up if businesses are not expanding as much, right? They're lowering on expansion because they don't know how much, things are going to cost them next month. So the market expects less jobs, right? If you can't expand, then you're not going to be able to create more jobs for people, and people are not going to get more jobs and payrolls and etc. So the market expected, I think it not only expected it to not reach or to reach, right? Because they're expected to reach the goal. I think they expected it to be way below because of the tariffs situation, and a lot of economists did. But it didn't, which is very good news for the market. That's why everything is up. As you can see, the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000. All these companies, the Russell 2000 is up a good amount. NASDAQ, it's the second most compared to the four. but they're all up 1%. That is a lot in the market for one day. Why? It looks like companies are starting to create more jobs. They're starting to read the BS that Trump is saying, that Trump is moving back with. People are starting to probably, see if there's a little bluff here. The May jobs report showed the U.S. market remained largely resilient amid Trump's new tariff policy. Very surprising. I'm surprised myself. I was expecting it to be horrible. I was expecting to make a video today saying this was the cause of the drop, what you need to do. We're in a different situation right now, right? Now we're looking at our portfolios, looking at the companies that we invested in go up. This is very good for the market. No, kind of proves that I guess a lot of people are starting to expand more. I mean, what can you say when more jobs are being created than thought? Or, I mean, this is not even an outrageous number, right? I mean, to keep the unemployment rate is good. Usually you want to lower it, but I guess economists thought that it was going to be so bad that they were surprised. That's why the market's up. Now, what does that mean for you? I mean, what does that mean for, your stocks, your portfolio? I mean, you just got to look at it, right? Just stare at it, go up, be happy in the moment, obviously, and just wait for the drop. Now, as you can see here, the gold is down 1%. Why is that, right? When the market's up, USD goes up. All right, market for the value of the dollar goes up if the market's up because, creating more businesses, we're expanding more. If the USD is up, the gold goes down, right? Value for gold won't be that more. Will be less expensive, first off. And, just won't need it as much, I guess. And it's just, right, it's less expensive. If the market goes down, gold goes up, right? Gold is more expensive, gold is more valuable. I guess having gold will be better or more sustainable. So since the market's up, USD is up, gold is down. And if you want to look into a company to invest in right now where you see the market is up and you're kind of predicting a place where you see the market dropping, right? You see that a lot of the companies that are expanding right now and are creating more jobs for people, maybe they're creating more jobs because they're moving to America, are going to get burned in the long run. Maybe you think that. I think that. I don't think that the market is going to be able to sustain, the scare of the, not the scare, the reality of the tariffs, right? The truth of the tariffs when it starts to really kick in with China specifically, which has just been delayed. Companies will get burned, and not only will they get burned, they're going to have to move their production to America, and that's going to cost them more money anyway. I mean, obviously in the very, very long run, we're seeing that would be better for the U.S., right? It's not going to be good for the market on the short term. The market's going to go down if that happens. And when that happens, that's what time you invest. Now, if you want to invest now, where you see that's what you see, right? You see that, maybe you don't see that. Maybe you see another reason that the market will go down. You've been looking at it, you've been reading that the market's very inflated right now. Gold is a good, kind of investment to make, not betting against the market specifically, but betting against or betting for the value of gold to go up, which is kind of relative to betting against the market, but in a safer way, right? You're not buying an option or anything. You are kind of investing in gold more than you are betting against the market. Obviously, you need the market to go down for gold to go up. That's why it's down today, because the market's up. Switches vice versa. This is a great investment to make if you believe that, and something that I will definitely be looking at. And when we look at companies, like I've told you in the past, you need to set a market point or a price point. So Maybe it's 3,000, maybe it's 2,500. Obviously, that's an extension. Whatever you read, right? Whatever you read that gold or maybe a mining corporation, right? It doesn't have to specifically be, the GC equals F. It could be another mining corporation that you see more valuable because, this is very expensive. And you see, okay, well, that value's, gold is at 50, that mining corporation is at 50 right now. I read that analysts say it will go down to 25 because the labor market, it increased so much that the market's going to go up so much next week. So it's going to go down to 30 or 25. And then you wait until it gets there and invest. Something that I would definitely be looking at doing. And I'll definitely make a video about gold soon when I start to invest. I like to tell my investments and make videos on all my investments on the channel. Tell you guys about it. It's definitely something to look into right now where the market's very inflated and the market, got a very catchy surprise with the labor market. Now I want to go into, another market that has been very up and down, just called CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company. Cybersecurity is amazing, in my opinion, for AI in the future, right? Because it kind of blends in with both, and I just don't see a market where it goes down, right, in the long term, because it's just going to be something that more people are starting, more companies, more people will start to get eventually, right? And it's starting to grow a lot recently and expand a lot in the last couple of years. As you can see, look at 1 year, it's 38%, up 400% in the last 5 years. It's growing very fast. Now let's look at a 5-day. Down 0.9. As you can see, it's up 1.5%, which is a lot today because of the labor market. And it's down 0.19% on a 5-day this week. Reported earnings right here. Earnings reported badly. I mean, it's hard to expand a business when you don't know what the hell is going on. Luckily for them, the market went up today, so they got a boost there kind of like automatically, right? I mean, you also get an automatic boost down if the market caused tariffs. I mean, it's kind of how it works. And it got boosted up today, so it doesn't look too bad. Definitely a market that you want to look into and kind of keep your eye on. CrowdStrike Holdings, another company, Palo Alto, very, it's a competitor. They're 1 and 2, 1A, 1B. Whatever one you like more. Maybe you like another one that's, there's so many, but, I like CrowdStrike and Palo Alto. It's just companies that on the long run, there's not much downside. And there's a lot of upside. And 1 year, 5 years, 6 months, it's all up. Definitely another company you're going to want to look at. Now, I want to get into the last markets for this week that's moved up and down. Kind of Lululemon, retail, right? I want to look at, it's down 20% today because of its quarterly expected earnings. It got beat, right? Just didn't do too well on the earnings side of things. Right, price target. This is a good analyst kind of showing here. Let me see. Bottom line, Lululemon went down 20% today because of its earnings. Didn't come out too well. Why is it not coming out too well? I mean, you said they're looking into China more. It's hard to look into China right now when the U.S. is specifically competing with China between the tariffs, right? It's hard to expand at all. And if Lululemon's targeting China, I mean, it's going to be even harder. Another thing about Lululemon, there's more competition, right? I mean, Vuori's coming out very strong. Low is becoming very strong. It's more competition. Lululemon was alone, right? It was his own criteria, right? It was his own top of the line kind of sports gym wear, and now it's got a lot of competition. So a lot of the places where Lululemon is, you'll see a Vuori down the street, or you'll see an Alo down the street. More competition, hard to expand, especially in retail when most of the clothing is from Asia. It's very hard. And I feel like a lot of companies are going to get bit in the butt by it once the China tariffs officially come out. So just another company there retail company that I want to talk about. And I mean, let's look at a TJ Maxx to see. Here we have a TJ Maxx. Very up and down. I mean, it's just so hard to predict what they're going to have to cost. I mean, it's up because of today, mostly. I mean, you can see on a 6 month, it's up 2%. I mean, half of that is today. Mostly down, right? I mean, mostly down the whole time until we're starting to get into the less of the tariff scare, it starts to rise. It's hard for me with retail. I don't like it as much specifically now. But I think there'll be a few winners, obviously. I mean, it's also because a lot of this kind of up is also caused by consumers are still spending. I mean, and it could be because consumers are spending now because they're also scared that they're going to have to spend more in a month or two when China's or all of any tariffs comes out for real. It could be that too, that they're spending, and it is because of that. But the consumer is still spending, so that's why these companies are up. Essentially, look at a Target. Look at a Walmart. You're gonna see a 3.5%. These companies are well, Target's taking a little dump here, but I mean it's up on a month, and it's hard with these retail. It's not something I would like to get into if you're starting to look into it. All right, that's going to be the end of the video today. And we covered, 3 good markets: gold, retail, cybersecurity. And you heard my opinions on it, heard my opinions on what the market is going to. And we'll see, obviously. The market is at a very interesting time. It's, I love the market. I love the direction where the market is right now because it's so unpredictable, right? Everyone's expecting for the jobs report earnings to be horrible, and it came out good. Now the market's up a lot, and now next week, who knows what's going to happen? So I love to make these weekly videos where we're looking at stocks that have been up and down, and we're looking at markets, and we're looking at the specific markets, and we're looking at, the news and why it's happening. So definitely, I want to stay tuned in with this kind of series. We're on week 2. Hopefully next week we're pushing week 3. I want to start making a series where we pick one stock and just analyze it for the day. We've done a couple of those. We did it with Palantir. And yeah, it's going to be the end of today's video. If you made it this far in the video, I want to shout out some people that usually make it this far, and I appreciate them. Go with my boy Mateo Toralba out there. Noah Berman for leaving that comment, and Ale Farchik. So if you want your name mentioned and you stick around for the end of the videos and support, I really appreciate it. And just leave a comment down below, and I'll see it and mention you in the next video. So, or contact me, tell me you're watching the videos. I really appreciate you guys, and yeah, see you in the next one.